Alright, everybody. Obviously, the video here is the best 15 weeks starting. We are obviously going to start from the beginning of the game. I will tell you straight right now, I do have two mods on. It's faster walking and a coiled sword aesthetic for the campfire. So nothing is helping me. Nothing is better. It is what it is. So you will see me walk faster. If you played before, just go down. If you're playing the computer, definitely move to Steam Store and definitely get the faster walking. It doesn't help you cheat or anything, just a literal who knows how many hour eventually timestamp. I forgot how slow you walk in this game, and it is freakishly slow. Alright, so I will talk about the enemies a little more in depth, just not right now with Dismas and Reynolds, because this is never going to be a fight. I do recommend you guys learn the keyboard shortcuts, which once again I will get into later in the game, like the first dungeon. I'm just trying to get through this. Do not turn the torch off for this. I believe any stress you take here does transfer through, and this fight has the potential to do actually a lot of stress damage. There's point blank, punish. Your accuracy is garbage, so we always want to deal with this guy first, quickly as possible, and we always want to try to go for this coin flip on this guy for a stun. Didn't get the coin flip. Last time I did this, it took me 3 stun attempts. Right there's the crit, so it already happened. Could have been way worse with that, and that's actually detrimental, because now we got to cut down the big guy here, and we can't shoot the little guy. I could take one turn to back up, but we are just going to try to blow up the big guy. He's never going to do quite all that much. So once again, we're going to try to go for a coin flip. Should work. It did not. It looks like I'm going for another 3. Yeah, I don't know what to say. The big guy is the one that's the real worry. But usually you can get a stun by the second time. So the fact I've played twice now recently and haven't got a stun either time is kind of annoying. And it happens on the third one, he ticks out anyway, so I just needed 3 damage. Alright, what we will do is turn off the torch for this guy. Make it pitch black. A, will increase your crit chance, so get a little stress heal there. B, will increase just a small amount of loot. Honestly, I don't know how much bigger the loot is. I believe this chest is like, yeah, I was going to say, sometimes it gives you loot, sometimes it blights you. Who cares? We leave. Now we want to get out the beginning with as little stress as possible. And wow, we got 2 and scattering. Okay, that's terrible. I was about to say, hopefully we don't get more negative quirks, because now we're up to 3 and to 2. That's really terrible, to be honest. It happens, but it's pretty terrible. Just checking the mic here. Yeah, there might be a droning in the background. I'm having some AC issues, hence why I'm sweating and not wearing my headset. Everything should be figured out within like a few days here. But I really wanted to record, and gotta admit, my conditions are not great. Okay, so now we're in Hamlet. We don't really have any buildings other than the Ancestor Memories, which lets you know, like, there's objectives to do. The Trinket Wagon, which this is terrible, never buy there. Graveyard, check out that Heroes. Nomad's not even there yet. If you've watched any of my videos, any of my tip videos or playthroughs, we always upgrade the stagecoach. We're not going to worry about the hero barracks. We're going to go to 3, and we're going to go to 4 immediately. You're like, oh, you're missing a deed. That's right. We just go here and just already do that. Now, we increased that to 4 immediately, because after this upcoming week, we want to have a party we can just use and abuse. Send in. Don't care who we keep. That's what we're going to want to do. So, yeah. Fun fact, the usual suspects is the lineup you would usually make, and then this is called Bread Hook. Doesn't really matter unless Incision. Yes, Incision makes sense. Okay. Kind of wish I had Scattering Blast. I don't have a stun, and I can't buy a stun, so stress damage dealers are actually going to be a huge issue. So we're on to Pistol Shot, and just focus. These 3 are going to focus stress damage dealers, and we're just going to have to let the front row live. That is what it is. Not great. Alrighty. So very first dungeon, and I recommend you guys learn keyboard shortcuts if you're on the computer. If you hold down shift, you can buy stacks of items. We are going to take in 12 food. That is a stack. We're going to take in 8 torches plus 2 more for a total of 10. 2 shovels, 1 medicinal herbs, 1 bandage. Oh, we already get a blight because of the blight doctor. That's right. 1 medicinal herb, 1 key. We'll take in just 2 holy water. Oops. 1 more holy water. So 2 holy waters, an anti-venom, 12 food, 10 torches, 2 shovels, 1 bandage, 1 medicinal herb, and 1 key. And we're going to try our hardest to hopefully get some scouts. It's all RNG. This dungeon is predefined every time. This dungeon always looks like this, always has the same enemies, same traps in the same place. Hence why I can pretty much tell you almost the exact items you always need to bring. And I was not on him. He's going to take it. Oh, he did not take it. Okay, good. Yeah, just try to always click on the best tool just for interacting with things. Alrighty, in this fight, it's always 2 bone rabble. They are bone rabble, which i.e. means not good at fighting. So pretty much just focus fire these guys as you go. So yeah, when enemies die, they make corpses. I'm not going to do... So for the veterans of the game, it's going to be a little boring. If you're new to the game, I'm not going to go like so slow to explain every mechanic. This is more of like how to structure. I'm going to trust you. You know, like the basics of like what skills do what. And the reason why we will have some stuff left over. Like there's only 2 shovel Curios in here, but your loot is still randomized. So even though the dungeon itself is known, like a known quantity, the loot in which happens and the activation of Kleptomaniac is RNG related. So I can't promise your Klepto or what loot's going to drop, hence why we have to take in the preset, and if we don't need it, cool. If we do need it, cool. You know what I mean? Like, we were prepared, and that's gonna be kind of what I talk about the whole entire time about Darkest Dungeon, is just being prepared. It is just such a big thing to be prepared, and then if you get lucky, you get lucky. If you don't get lucky, you were prepared not to get lucky. See how that works out? I gotta get a new mouse. My mouse is flying all over the place. Ooh, life's expensive. I tell you what, guys. Alright, so I will start narrating fights a little more now. The first couple of fights are really self-explanatory. It's once we get to 4-man fights where I will stop and I will tell you essentially the theories of how to start beating said enemies. Once again, make sure it interacts. That's another key. Sometimes Rental will steal that, hence why we want to bring a key, because chest. This still isn't like a perfect fight, still only 3. So when you look at this fight, guys, the big thing here is gonna be stress. So if you learn anything about this game, eventually you will realize HP is rarely as big as an issue as you think it would be in a game like this. It's actually all stress damage. So mostly, not always, but mostly your biggest stress damage dealers are all going to sit in positions 3 and 4. So on the enemy side, see stressful incantation, boom, 19. She's down to 40. I mean, she's up to 40. Pretty bad. Brought down to light, which allows another crit to come in. Stress damage is not easily healed. We have no skills to heal said stress damage. So my tip is always to destroy positions at least 3. 4 usually has another stress damage dealer, but traditionally 3 always has one. So whenever we make a party going forward that we care about, we're gonna do our best to try to handle position 3 every time. Position 3 every time is just going to be the absolute bane of our existence in terms of what it's gonna do to us. So we're gonna want to control that position every time. He is dead. I wish I had something right here you would learn. If we had Inspiring Cry, we'll pick it up soon. This is where we would learn how to stall. But since we don't, there's no point to stall. So we're just gonna move on. it's a chest. Obviously, it takes a key. I will show you one other possible curio it takes. Now, you go, oh no, our thing's full. I don't believe we actually need medicinal herbs. Sometimes I just use it to take off debuffs. So we're going to take off the medicinal. We scouted, which is nice. It shows a trap. The only problem is we're also low level. It might only be a 50 to 70% chance to disarm. It's a 90. It gives you 8 stress if you do it. Yep. So 8 stress heal. Whenever you enter, this is another thing, and I know things are going fast, so pause the video need be, go write notes somewhere. I'm going to be just rapid firing knowledge at you this whole time. When you enter a room, your torch level is what determines your scouting. So at the top there you see +2 to scouting. So whenever you're about to enter a room, make sure you're in Radiant Light. Radiant Light is 76 to 100. Once you hit 75, you get the, I guess, dim. I don't actually know the title. I think it's dim light. So yeah, whenever you're walking, see, it would have been nice to scout because now he's got more stress, 15, and he just got rocked. So I'm going to eat 2 food. We have more food than we need. Once again, I'm going to light that torch up. I'm at 88. This is a really nice curio. It removes stress. I'm going to probably put it on, we'll see. So in this fight, these guys are pretty weaker, so we are going to focus the Herbalist. Once again, that position 3 tends to be the more deadly for a few factors. The game just makes them a little more deadly, and also heroes just have limited capabilities of getting to the back row. So obviously with the limited capabilities, we want to take them down. Really wish I would have killed the Bone Soldiers, because Reynolds can go pretty low here if he gets double tapped. Okay. I'm not too worried about him dying, but also we don't have to take all the extra damage. So we are going to play a little bit of heal here. It's the same speeds. I might get RNG'd out. It may not be in my favor. I don't need a bunch of HP, but I certainly don't like them that low. So that to me was an even trade. And honestly, I can even go for a stun. I'm about to show you a little bit of stalling here, especially with that stun. So yeah, we'll give 1 HP here. I don't think they have the AoE heal. Shoot, don't. Yeah, I don't. Not really a fan of the skills I got. These two get random skills. These two always have the same skills. So that is what it is. Wish I had the AoE stun and the AoE heal. I'm gonna give it to him. So this takes a holy water. We bring 2 just in case someone gets low. So it's 20 stress, 20 heal. That Curio, if I remember correctly, is not really worth it for the backtracking and the stress and all that. You do want to stop your walking as much as possible, because just walking in hallways is see, it's Klepto. I forgot to click off them. See, lesson learned. That was 1,000 gold lost. See, so let that be a lesson. Just try not to be on Dismiss. So I think it's like 40% chance to steal. So yeah, it's just I think the game defaults to the front. We're gonna continue adventuring. Because we got one more fight room ahead of us. Just always keep the torch up. It also decreases stress you take. So right before, we have 4 extra torches. We got our food check. So food checks are random. So we're just going to eat this up. We're just going to use the holy water, and we're going to walk on in. We got 1 extra shovel, hence why we ended up with an extra shovel. We have a key for this. You go, what's the anti-venom for? Well, the anti-venom was free. Right there's that 3rd position again on the boat right there. So honestly, we might have to look at this Vestal, and I will kind of talk big brain ideas at the end here. Oh, dodge, that's not. Ooh, let's see if we can't. So what's that? 67 or 72. Let's go for Mother. So I dedicated 3 attacks, and 2 out of 3 missed. Or just didn't proc. I can't remember. I think didn't. No, it dodged. Dodged, didn't miss. I was going to get to go again, which, oh, nice, okay. We got to hit this shot. Wow, that's sometimes Darkest Dungeon. Hey, gave me another chance. But I think it's only 2 blight, right? It's not 3? No, okay, well, it doesn't matter. That was 4 blight. Oh, yeah, it's 4 blight. Okay. So, yeah, sometimes it's Darkest Dungeon. I got screwed. I personally think I got screwed. I missed a lot of shots. But, hey, then it turned around and said I got to go twice before him. So let's talk about speeds here real quick. So speeds are deceptive, and I won't take a horribly long time to talk about it, but they are not exactly as advertised. So you see a speed of 0 here, a speed of 5, speed of 1 on the Reynolds, speed of 7 on Dismas, speed of 7 on the Plague Doctor, and speed of 4. So you go, well, how do they determine who goes first if people are sharing 7s and 5s and all that? So mathematically, how this works out, and I don't remember ties. I think the starting number, like, your speed's 5, another person's in 7, and you, well, I guess let me explain this. Oh shoot, hold on. You gotta turn off the torch before they die. We want to max loot this. Sorry, before I'll explain speed right after. So we turn the torch off. We keep the torch off. And I'm gonna use the anti-venom. That's another way to actually open up chests. I don't know how many of you know that, but anti-venoms. And now we can end the dungeon. So let's just pretend everyone has 0 speed across the board. It's a lot easier for mathematical reasons. You go, okay, well, how would the game decide? Let's just look at negative quirks. Just one, not bad. How would the game decide who gets to go first with all of those speeds at 0? It randomizes 1 through X amount of people. So obviously you always have at least 4 numbers picked, 1 through 8, because you have 4 people on your side. If the enemy has 4 people on their side, it's obviously going to go up to 8. It might even always default that, even if the other side has like 2 or 3, regardless. So everyone would get it randomly assigned 1 through 8, and then you would add your speed. So that's why sometimes you see like a speed of 5 beat like speeds of 9. It's because like that speed of 5 could have gotten a 7 to 12, and that speed of 9 could have gotten to 2 and only have gotten to 11. So if sometimes you're like, wait, I'm 4 speed above. How did he beat me in the rotation? Well, you might have rolled a 1 or 2, while that speed of 5 may have rolled, 6, 7, 8, whatever. So that's how speeds work. We are going to sell almost every trinket we ever get for extra cash. We have, I think, unlocked... No, we have not unlocked more buildings. Oh, well, we got the Abbey. Let me tell you about stress facilities. Useless. Do not dump anything in stress facilities. Start building up portraits, deeds, and busts as fast as you can, because we're going to upgrade the Sanitarium, Guild, and Blacksmith. And thankfully, all of those take different ones. Sanitarium's bust, the Guild is portraits, and the Blacksmith is deeds. The Stagecoach is also deeds, but at this rate, the only thing we need is just hero roster. We no longer need to get up Stagecoach network, and nor are we really going to do experienced recruits. So we are going to grab everyone here in the Stagecoach, and because I don't really have a predominant healer among any of those guys, we are going to send the Vestal back out, and I don't think I'm going to keep this Vestal. So we're going to take off Dismas and Reynolds for a few reasons. We don't want them leveling up too quick, and as you saw, negative quirks are starting to lock in and they're bad. Like Curios, I really didn't want that one to lock in. We definitely don't want Klepto to lock in. So we're not going to take them on any more dungeons. So now we have 4 fresh recruits. We can look at the skills. We can't change the skills. But typically good there. Looks like a strong second position. We will talk about each hero, but I'm not going to do it directly. Looks like a strong... Do you have... Okay, so it looks like you're going to be a Crusader like that. You don't have lunge. Okay. So that's going to be the next dungeon. We got to do one more in the ruins. We are going to do just a short one. They do give us a chance for a medium. You do have to look at rewards. So technically the medium wouldn't be terrible, and I might actually do that. So medium's good for a few reasons. Better trinkets, your loot and rewards better, and get more resolve. The only reason why I don't do them right away is because your parties may not always make sense. They just take more game time, and sometimes the reward's just not worth it. In this scenario, we're really going to need deeds. We don't have any, and it's going to be a good injection of cash, and next week we are going to have to buy some stuff. So next week we're going to buy some stuff. I'm going to talk about how to play this party, but so far the biggest pitfalls are people probably putting stuff in stress relief. Don't do it. And we are going to be turning out probably at least 2 to 3 of these heroes next week, and we're just going to do that for about 3 or 4 weeks and start keeping people. So that's the first like 2 encounters. Like I said, I'm not thrilled to stress on her, but we're probably going to get rid of her. 0 on Dismas is really good, and only 24 on him is not bad. Once we get to the guild, we can start buying a few skills if we have to. If we have to is the key word. And we'll keep grabbing 4 new heroes from here to turn them out. We may upgrade the roster to 13 if we start finding people we like. The other thing you would do is start searching for the negative quirks. Like, these aren't terrible negative quirks, because that's not right. Yeah, so those 4 people had no horrible negative quirks. So we could consider keeping them. Like 5 AC is pretty good. Photo mate, like these are actually, wow, these are actually pretty darn good. Yeah, these aren't bad quirks at all. Like, we may actually end up keeping all 4 of these people. In that case, with those 5 deeds, we will be expanding the stagecoach. What I will tell you is that's not always how it's normally going to be. Do not be surprised if you get near the end and you go, holy cow, I don't want any of you. I don't think the Nomad's open. If the Nomad... Yeah, okay. The only reason I was checking if the Nomad is open is if we could buy the scouting. Because no one else has scouting. Yeah, we're not going to do a campfire probably. Because that's also scouting. Yeah, it's a shame none of our scouting campfire skills were selected. Whatever. So that'll be the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new, I hope you'll like this. Next episode we'll go a little more in depth. I'm trying not to talk about too much until the buildings show up and what each person's had, but then we'll talk about the armor and the skills and how to prioritize which ones over what. But for right now, we'll pop into one more dungeon and then we can officially break the game wide open. Thank you for watching.